Hi, I'm Jim Murphy, Director of Instruction at Sugar Creek Country Club in Sugar Land, Texas. Welcome to the Golf Channel's Instructor Search. What I'd like to do today is talk a little bit about some of the things that I've heard over my 26 years of teaching that people kind of take for gospel that I call kind of myths. And a lot of times we'll hear things, and really never in any other sport have I seen where people are so free to give advice, even when they may not be of a caliber of golfer that I think is qualified to give advice. But everybody in this game has a tip or has something that they've heard that they think they can give to somebody else that will help their game. And in a lot of times, if you find something that works, you want to pass that on and share it with somebody else. But I've found that a lot of the things we've heard can actually do more damage than good. And what I'd like to do today is just kind of cover a couple of those things and kind of share with you some of the things that you may have heard in your years of playing that might have helped or possibly hurt your game. Inevitably, one of the funniest ones that I hear is when you're out playing, somebody hits a bad shot or they have a bad hole. And what happens is their playing partner or somebody they're with says, "Slow down, you're swinging too fast." I always kind of get a chuckle out of that because slowing down basically never did anything but make you hit it shorter. And in 26 years of teaching, I haven't had too many golfers come to me that said, "Jim, teach me how to hit the golf ball shorter." Everybody's wanting to hit it further. Yet all the time you hear people say, "Slow down, slow down." Slowing down your swing did nothing to fix a problem. Now, what it may do is lessen the severity of the error. In other words, if you slice a ball out of bounds 30 yards and you slow down, you may only slice it out of bounds 20 yards. You're still going to slice it. The swing was producing a slice. So slowing down does nothing but make you hit it shorter. Okay? So that's one of the first things that I've heard is everybody talks about slowing down. Well, as much as I've heard it over my years of teaching, I keep thinking, well, why would somebody say slow down? If fast was bad, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson wouldn't be the best players in the game. A lady at a golf club that swings very slow would be a better player if slow was a good thing. And last time I checked, Tiger and Phil were the ones that were making all the money playing golf and playing the best golf on the planet. So slowing down does nothing. Again, my mind started thinking, okay, why do people talk about slowing down? And what I've come up with, and this is actually a better thing, is when they're thinking slow down, what they're actually doing is getting the club, their arms, and their body all going at the same speed. And why this helps is because if we can get the club, arms, and body going at the same speed, it's going to allow you to put in the least amount of effort and produce maximum result. That's why sometimes you'll see a player, say like an Ernie Els, that will hit the golf ball a long way, but it looks like he's swinging so smooth or so slowly. You don't hit the ball 300 yards swinging slow. It just doesn't happen. So if we can kind of get to where you get everything going at the same speed. Now that speed can be fast, that speed can be slow, but you can't have your body going at one speed and your arms and the club going at another speed, or vice versa. That's what gets you in trouble. So don't worry about slowing down. You've got to fix the problem in your swing. Again, slowing down will only make you hit it shorter. It will not fix your problem. The second myth I'd like to talk about today is that of the new technology drivers. If you've bought a new driver in the last 3 or 4 years, you've probably bought one of these oversized heads. This one being 460 cc's, which is the largest you can use under the rules of golf. And if you've bought one of these new drivers, they're a much bigger head and a much longer shaft. And I've heard so many people, as they get the bigger heads and the longer shafts, say that you've got to tee the golf ball a lot higher than any other driver. And in some regards that's true, and in others that isn't necessarily the case. And what I mean by that is, yes, you need to tee it a little bit higher, but you don't need to tee it extremely high. And I find that people are kind of taking it to the extreme too much when they tee it up. Meaning, a lot of times when they tee it up today, they're going with bigger tees to start with, and they're just barely putting them into the ground. So that when they set up to the golf ball, the ball is almost above the head of the club. And the problem this has as far as the golf swing is concerned is it causes you to have to make a different swing with your driver than with any other club. Now, golf's a hard enough game trying to learn one swing. If we have to learn two swings, we just made it twice as hard. Last time I checked, we don't need to make this game any harder than it already is. It's already more difficult than it needs to be. And having to make a different swing with your driver than you would, say, a 7 or 8 iron makes it that much tougher. So what I've found is if we can tee the golf ball at a height to where the middle of the golf ball is at the top edge of the club, that's going to allow you to utilize the technology in the face of the club, hitting it a little bit higher on the club face, and also allow you to still make the same swing that you make with the rest of your clubs. Now you don't have to have two different swings to play this game. So check the height at which you're teeing it at. If you tee it too high, from a visual standpoint, it's going to make you want to hit up on the ball more. When you see a ball up, you're wanting to hit up on it. When you hit up on a ball, you actually hit lower on the club face and higher on the ball, defeating the technology that these clubs were designed for. By teeing it at the correct height, middle of the ball, top edge of the club, it's going to allow us to make the same swing and utilize the technology of the golf club. Those are a couple tips that I think might help you with your game. And again, there are a couple of the myths I think we've heard over time that we've either tried or thought about that can actually do more damage than good. So watch what you hear. It isn't always designed to make you play better golf. Hopefully you can try those things and they're going to allow you to have a little more fun with the game and play some better golf. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share some of my knowledge with all of you. Hi, I'm Jim Murphy, Director of Instruction at Sugar Creek Country Club in Sugar Land, Texas. What I'd like to do today is give you one quick tip that can help your golf swing and you become a better golfer. When you're getting ready to hit a shot or in your pre-shot routine, if you could take a practice swing about knee high, what this does is it gives you the feeling and then the sensation of the golf club swinging around your body. Too often we get concerned with the fact that the ball's on the ground or on a tee below us, and we get lifting our arms and hitting down on it too much. Inevitably, this causes the golf ball to want to slice. So by taking practice swings about knee high, we get the feeling that the golf club's swinging more around our body. Watching the pros on TV before they're getting ready to hit a shot, you'll see them visualizing the shot by looking at the target and getting the feeling of the golf club swinging around their body. Then once they set up to the golf ball, they just bend over and inevitably try to make the exact same swing that they made when they were taking the practice swing. Try this. I know it'll help your swing and help you play better golf.